Hey everyone, and welcome to this video in which we will create a project in Python student grade calculator. So let's begin. So first I will create a new file in Visual Studio Code and I will name it student grade calculator.py. Okay, so a new file has been created and I'm going to write the title of this project on the first line. And now I'm going to pin the flowchart of this project on the right side of the screen. Now the first thing that we need to do is to print the title of this project. And we will do this by using the print function in Python. Also, I want some dotted lines to be printed under this title. Okay. Now let's run this code in order to test. And this is printed successfully. Now, after printing the title of the project, the next step is input name and subjects. So I will ask the user to input his or her name. For that, I'm going to write here name, which is a variable, and input enter your name. Also, I want the user to enter the number of subjects. So for that, I have used the variable sub, and since this is an integer value, so I have used int. And now let's test this code. First, the user will be entering his or her name and then entering the number of subjects. So this is running fine. Now, after entering the name of the student and total number of subjects, we want the user to enter the maximum marks in a subject, right? And that is the next step. And for that, I am using the variable max underscore marks. And since the marks can be 17.5, 15.2, like floating value, that's why I have used float. And then input enter maximum marks of each subject. And now we need to figure out the total marks in the exam. Since we have the data for number of subjects and maximum marks in one subject, we can multiply these two variables in order to get the total marks. And I have added the comment for this section as well. And now the next step is to get the obtained marks by the user for each subject. For this purpose, we need to use a for loop. So I'm writing here for I in range, and we need to use here the number of subjects. So I have used the sub variable here. And then in the block of this for loop, we will be getting the marks of each subject from the user. For that, I have used this variable marks and its data type is float. And here in the curly bracket I am using the I, and since the value of I is equal to 0, so first entry should be 1, so I have used I plus 1. And this for loop will basically iterate over and over again to get all the marks for each subject from the user. And now as you can see, we have total 3 subjects enter and we are able to get the marks for these 3 individual subjects as well. So this is working fine. And for the sake of better readability, I am going to add here a tab, basically an indentation. And the purpose of adding this tab is for better readability. And it is working fine. And since the user now has entered the obtained marks, we need to add these marks in order to get the total marks and percentage. And for that, I am writing here obtained OBT is equal to OBT plus marks. OBT are basically the obtained marks. Initially its value is 0. When the user will enter the obtained marks for each subject, it will iterate over and over again and the value will be added inside of the obtained variable. Now let's test this program, and we have got this error because obtained function is not defined before this for loop. So we need to define the obtained variable here. So I'm writing OBT is equal to 0, and now since we have defined it above the for loop, now it should work. So let's test it. For example, total number of subjects are 3, maximum marks are 100 for each subjects, and now we are able to basically get the value of the obtained marks as well here. And since we have got the total marks, we have got the obtained marks, and now let's calculate the percentage. And percentage will be equal to obtained marks multiplied by 100, and I have written these inside of the parenthesis, and it should be divided by total number of marks. Okay, and I am going to display the result here, and also I want to show the percentage by using the same line. Now let's run this program, and now let's test if this code returns the percentage. I have entered the number of subjects and we have got the obtained marks and also the percentage as well. So this is working fine. And now since we have the percentage, and it's time to determine the grade as well. And I am writing here, if percentage is greater than 80, the grade should be equal to A plus. And if the marks are less than 80, but if the marks are greater than 70, for that I am using elif percentage is greater than or equal to 70, then the grade should be A. So I'm writing here grade is equal to A. And very similarly, we can determine the percentage 60, 50, 40 and 33, and we can write the grades as well accordingly. For 60, I'm writing the grade B. For 50%, I am writing the grade C. And also we have grade D. And very similarly, we can have grade F. We can basically define these grades according to our need. So now we are done with determining the grades, and the next step is to display the result. And we can set the format for the result. So let's do that. And I am going to write here print result. And also I want a space above this line and below this line. And after that, the name of the student should be displayed. So I am writing name, student name, colon, and inside of these curly brackets I'm going to call the name variable. And after that, the total marks should be printed. So I'm writing here total marks, and I will be calling the variable total that will contain the total marks. And after that, I will print here the obtained marks. So this will be OBT, which we have defined earlier. And after that, the percentage should be printed. So I am writing these by using the f string. So I will call here the percentage variable, and after that I will be calling the grade variable here so that the grade can be printed. And now since we don't need this last line, so I am making it as a comment. Now let's run this program in order to test it. So I'm writing the name of the student, total number of student subjects are for example 4, maximum marks are 100. I am entering the obtained marks for each subject, and here is the result. So the name of the student, total marks, and all of the rest of the details are printed successfully, and our project is working correctly. So that's it for this tutorial, guys. If you find this video helpful, then please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.